Dear tea friends from around the world, welcome to a new tea class with me, Stéphane Erler, from the Tea Masters blog. And before we really start this class, please let me know if you hear me well, if the sound and the video quality is okay. I'm still working on these little technical issues. Each time the sound is sometimes too low or too strong, so just let me know if you see and if you hear me well, so that people can see me in the best conditions. Thank you very much. And for today, we have a very unexpected, original subject for this tea class, and something that I never touched on in my blog, and it was inspired by two questions I received as comments to a previous video. So I'm very glad that thank you, Vlad, for letting me know that you hear me well. So I'm very happy that I get this kind of feedback, because this is what these lessons are here for. They are for you to learn things that you are wondering that you cannot learn anywhere else. And since you cannot come to see a tea master in Taiwan nowadays, it's me who is coming to your house through these videos to teach you what you wish to learn. And so the questions I had, one was by Sweden, a tea friend, I believe she's in California, and she wrote, please show us how you clean your teaware after a session. Do you put everything in the kitchen sink? And also, how do you season a new clay teapot? And how do you take care of tetsubin? That's a lot of questions, but I think they are all related to the subject I chose today, how to finish a chaxi. And I had also another question from Chaxi support group. That's a very interesting name. But the question was actually not so sexy. Actually, it's not sexy at all. The question was, what do you do with the finished leaves? Do you throw them away in the compost? Or do you give them to your plants? What do you do with the finished leaves? So this is also very related to how do I end my chaxi. So let's start with this tea class. Don't forget to, if you see me on YouTube and on replay, to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel. This week we have overcome the 500 mark barrier. I hope that we can one day reach 1,000, and then I'll be able to do direct live video on YouTube and not only on Facebook. And then all the non-Facebook users will be able to see these video classes live. I think that would be a huge progress. So help me to reach this target. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, and if you're on Facebook, like the video and share it if you really like it at the end. If you don't like it, of course, don't share it, but at least like it during the video. Okay, now how do we end a chaxi? So this is a question you have never seen during my classes, because I try to keep the class within an hour, and usually within 1 hour I cannot finish drinking my tea, because very good high-grade loose leaf tea can be brewed again and again. So for the sake of this class, I've already brewed this tea several times, four times. It's a Darjeeling 104K from the spring 2020. And so let's continue to brew it to see if we can exhaust them, and then see how to finish this chaxi. So at the end of a chaxi, what happens is that the leaves become a bit more exhausted. So now you will see that instead of pouring very slowly, sometimes I do pour also quite strong. the strength helps to get more out of the leaves. Then because it's a tea that is very fragrant, a fresh tea, I'm also pouring the boiling water on top of the teapot. This will help to extract more flavors because the high temperature helps to get more flavors out of the leaves. Of course, then I'm also pushing the brew a bit longer to keep busy and not to pour too quickly. We can empty now the tea boat in the wastewater bowl. Now today I'm speaking in English because I have more English speakers on YouTube and generally than French. So I hope it's going to be okay for you guys in France. And the reason I could not do a lesson this morning is my son is doing a very important test for university admission. So I had to bring him and support him for lunch. So I had to stay there the whole morning close by, and therefore I only have time to do the lesson in the afternoon, and that's why I'm doing it only once, but in English. I hope it will turn out fine. Okay, let's pour. Still the same principle to pour in the cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So longer brew, so to get more out. You always try to get to the last drop. Okay. Very nice. Very clear, very clean. Really very pure. The highest, currently the highest dialing on the market. But it's a very small plantation. Despite the where the long brew, the taste is starting to get a bit lower than in the beginning. I'd say it's still much better than an average tea still, but I can really feel it's towards the end. This is what is supposed to happen. This is not we are really in the last brews. So here you have you start to have a little bit a dilemma. The tea does not taste as good as in the beginning. What do you do? Do you stop? Do you continue? The chaxi, when exactly to stop the chaxi is actually a personal thing. It can be influenced by how much time you have, and it can be influenced also how do you say how much you want to get out of the leaves. If you really want to drink them to the last drop, we can continue to brew them. It still have now it's still very nice, and I guess that for the next brew it could still make a nice brew. But then I would have to push the leaves even longer, and for the sake of this class also, for instance, it would not be very practical. Also maybe you already are not thirsty anymore, so maybe you want to stop simply because you're not thirsty anymore. It's not because the tea can be brewed one more time that you should brew it one more time if you are not thirsty. It's the tea that obeys to your desire, not the other way around. So one could do a pause, or to take it up later on. Or if you feel, okay, there's still a little bit something in these leaves, what I like actually to do to really get more out of these leaves, to get all the value out of them, since they're not particularly cheap, is stop here, get the leaves out now, and transfer them maybe to a gaiwan or to a mug, and make another brew in the gaiwan or in the mug. That would be a very, very long brew, maybe several hours. And then this very last brew, I would drink it cold. For high mountain oolong, this is very suitable to be drunk cold, very refreshing. Today is a bit warmer again, nicer than today. I got some nice message. Sorry, I couldn't see it. So let's take it out. Now, maybe you guys have purchased these items. Actually, I also have them, as this is a scoop to put the leaves inside. We have this and that, and this pencil, this brush. Now with the brush, you're supposed to take care of your teapot. This is something you don't see me do. There are Yixing teapot, I call them more, let's call them a little bit more fetishists or lovers, who will use such kind of brush with the water that falls off and keep it regularly humidified, and therefore it will absorb some of the tea also on top, and it will make it a little bit more shiny at the end. But now this is to avoid getting burnt when you handle cups. Actually, I think it's not very practical. This maybe could be useful for some teapots when the leaves are stuck in the spout. You can do this, but a toothpick will also do, and I don't recommend to do this inside. Now you could now would be a good time to use this to get the leaves out. Actually, you see, I like simplicity, so all of these things, they add tools on the table that for me are not really necessary, so I don't use them at all. Sorry, I have lost it's really very hot today. So one way to avoid getting burnt is to open up the teapot and wait for the heat of the tea leaves to cool down. So I'm getting back to the feed. Why not doing the last 7-8 hour brew in the Zesha teapot? Not suitable for the clay because of its porosity. You could also do the last brew in the teapot, but if you have still a lot of content, a lot of flavors in the leaves, then it might become overbrewed, too concentrated. If you make really such a long brew, actually you can use a larger vessel. It will be more, I think, more suitable. It will make a more balanced tea. It's not supposed to be as concentrated as like a Gongfu Cha brew. The last brew is yeah, usually will be a bit lighter than if you do it with a larger teapot. If you do it in a very small one, you will have a more concentrated brew. For these leaves, it would not be suitable. You could do this actually for old Shengpuer. There, if you really like this, the concentration of Shengpuer, then you can, then you would do it in the Sha itself. But for this kind of light, fragrant, fresh oolong, I more recommend to do it in another larger vessel. Okay, the leaves are not so hot anymore. I can simply use my finger up and take them out very easily because they are so large. And so this is step number one. Now, before we go to the cleaning, there is one step that is very, very important for us, is to look at the leaves. And this is something that we do with the dry leaves in the beginning. We look at them, we smell them, but we should also do this with the with the finished leaves. The smell will have some indication. If it's too smelly, if the smell is too strong, means you really stopped too early. You should have continued longer. If you are not sure about this, you really should brew it one time too many, so that really the last brew does not really have any taste, and then you know it. Okay, then you should really stop. Here, with my experience, I try to stop just a bit before. Another indication that you did not brew your tea leaves completely would be if the leaves were not fully open. If your leaves, especially for fresh oolong, if they are still very in bowl shaped, not open like this, then you would know, oh, these leaves should have brewed longer because they have not opened up. So here are really very nice leaves. These definitely are high Morton oolong leaves. See how big they are, and even the buds are very large. The stem is very large. At the same time, it's still very soft. So and what you can do also to see the quality is to touch the leaves like this, and what you want is some firmness and thickness. The leaves that grow quickly with lots of fertilizers, they are not very thick. Here you have really very firm, very healthy leaves. Then you also want to look at the oxidation level. That's how dark, how red the sides of the leaves are. You can also look here at the stem. Was it torn or cut? Here we have a clear indication that it was torn because it's very uneven. If it's very red and a clean cut, it's a machine harvest. So there are a lot of information you will find from the open leaves, and so it's really one of the last step of looking at these leaves to judge the quality also of the tea batter, to make sure that it was really what it says it is. See if there are many birds or not. Hello Greg. Salut à toi. So, okay, now we have our leaves. How do we continue? So I would transfer them to a gaiwan or to a larger mug, and maybe do a very last, very long brew that turns into a cold brew because I can leave it for 6, 7 hours or 3. It really depends on you. And now let's clean the teaware. Oh, I have some tea left. Cheers. So the major thing is the teapot is not going to the kitchen. I don't like to bring the Yixing teapot in the kitchen because one is the journey between my tea space and the kitchen could be dangerous. If it falls, it will how to say it will break. And therefore I prefer to clean it here very simply. I'll show you how. With boiling water, and that's also the opportunity to finish the boiling water in the tetsu bin. Oh, it's really hot now. And I open the teapot. And there are a couple of leaves more. Now, ideally, to be really very sure, you could do this a second time with because I see a little bit of leaves inside. So you could boil it again and do a second time hot boiling water inside. Now I don't have water anymore, but so I'm showing to you what I would do now. It's pretty clean. And what you can do is use a soft, clean piece of fabric to do this with your teapot if you want to really take care of it when it's a little bit hot. And just after a session, you will see just by this it will become very, very shiny. Yeah? And you leave it open and the steam will go out, so it will dry by itself very quickly. The same for the tetsubin. The best way to take care of a tetsubin actually is to use it very regularly and to always finish your session by emptying it and by opening it so that it will dry inside. It will be dry inside. What you really don't want is to have water that stays in the tetsubin for several hours or even days. Then it will rust actually very quickly. So to avoid this rust inside, you boil the water a last time, you empty it, you open the lid, and then by itself it will dry, and then just leave it like this until it's cold, and then you can put the lid back on. But for the time being, while it's still hot and there's a little bit of humidity inside, wait that it comes out and it will dry by itself. Okay. Then, of course, for the cups, I recommend to give them a wash here in the kitchen sink. If there are some very strong tea stains, you may use some magic sponge or some special what is it called, like soda, this soda powder that you would use also in cookies, and this will take care of the cleaning of porcelain. And for the leaves, now after you have used them for very last time as a cold brew, you can use them as a compost. Or what I did once a long time ago is I would dry these leaves and I made a pillow out of a lot of these dried leaves. That was quite comfortable, so you are then literally sleeping on tea. So you have to try it once in your life, I guess. But use a double pillow because the leaves will break down, and you have really to dry them very well under the sun. Now, I'm not using the leaves as compost on the plants. However, what I will usually do once this water is cooled down, I will use this wastewater that is part hot water and part tea rests, brew rests. I will use this to water my plants, and I believe that this is why they are so in good shape and have been following me for such a long time. Okay. I have even a friend in Japan, another Stefan, who is using the leaves to do calligraphy. He finds a way to arrange the leaves in a certain shape, like this would be maybe an L. He would write words with the leaves. This is also some creative exercise you can do with leaves. I'm sure there are many more creative steps you can think of with your leaves. Okay, I think that's already it. It's really very hot. You see, I'm trying. There's a lot of perspiration coming down. I'm really very hot. If you don't have any further questions, I thank you, and I use this opportunity to announce that in the coming weeks I might not always be available for the tea class because the Chinese New Year holiday are coming. The Chinese New Year this year is on February 10th, but my kids are already on vacation, except my son today is taking his exam, but so once he has finished today's exam, he'll be on vacation, so I will have a bit less time for these videos. But if I do, I will let you know and announce them on my Facebook page. So yeah, you can finish chaxi like this. Clean your ware is an important step to do after each chaxi. Actually, I'm not always doing it right away. Sometimes a bit lazy, or I try to drink tea to the very last moment so that I don't have so much time to clean it. But actually, it makes sense to clean right away after you have drank your tea, because then the tea does not dry in the cups, and it's therefore easier to wash them simply with water and hands. Really, your hands are your important tools in a chaxi. They are there to be very clean from the very beginning, because I'm using my hands as tea scoops to pour the dry leaves in the teapot. And that's why also, since they are dry and clean, I can use my hands and my fingers to get the leaves out. Oh, and I forgot to say, really, I mentioned the sense of touch. When you touch the leaves, you can get a feel of how strong they are, of how much energy they have. If you have tea leaves that are grown with in a more industrial fashion with lots of fertilizer. They feel very flappy, and they don't offer much resistance. The leaves will be flattened very easily. Here in this high mountain oolong from Darjeeling, we can feel the strength already just from touching the leaves. So this is also a sense that does not come very often into play when you drink tea. It's mostly about the smell, the taste in the mouth. Maybe you put some music, but what you don't have so much is the sense of touch, except maybe of course on the lips. But with your hands, I like to touch the leaves just like this and feel their strength. And since they are clean, of course, you can brew them again. That's no problem. And another story relating to this. T. Parker told us, the best masters he met, they were able to feel the quality of a tea just by putting their hands in the tea bag, or in the large tea jar. When they put their hands in the tea jar and touching the tea, they already know if the tea is high quality or not. So the sense of touch actually is one also very important sense for us tea drinkers. And I hope that that you have learned something today about how I'm ending my Chaxi, and see you next time. Have a nice day.